Tamam.
Evet, başlayabiliriz. Sizdeyiz hocam. Buyurun. Ekran paylaşabilirsiniz.
Tamam. Tamam. Teşekkür ederim. Evet. Başlıyorum ben. Öncelikle herkese hoş geldiniz diyorum. Ekranımı herhalde paylaştım. Çok Zoom'e hakim değilim ama galiba oldu. Doğru mudur Aziz
Oldu
Hocam?
oldu şu an oldu. Ben
Tamam.
görüyorum zaten.
Tamam. Tamam o zaman. Evet, öncelikle Instagram sayfamda gibi Digital Teaching Tools. But I'm going to change to English because it's my mother tongue and it's a lot easier for me to explain what I want to get across. So first, these are my essential teaching tools for gamification. We're going to look at each of these parts throughout all of the tools that I'm going to share. But I'm not really going to focus on the theory or the methods, just real classroom tools that you can use for face-to-face learning and also online teaching. I'm also going to focus on the production and content creation for teachers and also students of English or whoever. It can also be used by other teachers as well. But first, I'd like to focus on Women's Day, and today is the 8th of March, and I would like to just read the quote by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. Everything we see in the world is the creative work of women. So the Antalya seminar that I was at last week by US Turkey was focused on women, and the percentage in Turkey of women is very, very high. So I'm going to dedicate this presentation to Atatürk and also all of the women teachers in Turkey and around the world. So happy Women's Day to everyone. So first, just when I was thinking about this presentation, I was thinking, what is gamification? So I went to dictionary.com and it says the process of turning an activity or task into a game or something resembling a game. And I'm thinking the visual, the image that comes to mind is fun. So you can see my little Bitmoji at the bottom. Everything around gamification or making activity fun. Okay, so the first thing I want to start with is Epic Pen. So if you can see at the top left of my screen, I am using Epic Pen. This is the first tool that I use every day in my class. It can be on a smart board or even if you're using a projector on your laptop. I use this for annotations and also for selective screenshots, which you can save and put into a folder and use later. There are lots of different ways you can use it, but the way I use it most is when students produce some kind of creative design on the computer, and then we can use it later on to speak about it. So this is the first one, Epic Pen. The second one is Google Chrome extensions. So there is a wide range of Google Chrome extensions. And you can see at the top, one of the most popular ones that I use is AdGuard. You can see here, let me just open my Epic Pen. Just today, it's blocked 12,746 different ads that I've been on the different websites. So you can see right here, this is another way to use the Epic Pen. And especially if you use live worksheets like I do, it completely erases any of the ads. So students get a more higher quality learning experience. But the second one I use is custom cursor. So at the moment, it's not on my laptop. So I just want to show you how to get to it. A lot of the presentation is interactive, so I'm going to show some tools and how to use them. So all you have to do is you go to Google Chrome Web Store, which is here, and all you have to do, I have a custom cursor. So custom cursors, you can see custom cursor for Chrome. this changes your mouse, your cursor. So all you have to do is add to Chrome and then add extension. And at the top right hand of the screen, it's going to be added here. You can see it's been added, but it's actually gone. So how do we make it so it's always there? Just click on this puzzle, which shows us all of the extensions that we're using, and you just pin it. So why do I use this? Because it's fun, because you can change any of the cursors to different colors. Also, if you're on a website or if you're using an ebook or an image and the color clashes with your cursor, you can change it to yellow. So I'm going to change it to yellow. I also want to make it a bit bigger. So if you go at the top, you can see it really goes crazy. Okay, so let's make it a bit smaller now. Okay, so this is one of my favorite tools, basically. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. Up, 1 minute. And how do I get rid of the tool at the top? Okay, hide meeting panel. I got it. And so you can see, here it is. Okay, so now we're back. So Google Chrome extensions can enhance your learning experience, especially if you're using a smart board at school and you link your own Google Chrome account. So they come up automatically as soon as you log in. The next one is a word cloud generator. So word cloud generators, first, we use them for prior learning. So first, we want to know what students know about the topic. A lot of the work I do is topic-based rather than language-based. So I teach speaking skills to students who are from the age of 6 all the way up to 16, and also private students, they can be a lot older as well. So word cloud generators, they help us understand what students already know. Okay, so this can change, and you can also change the design of the different word clouds. So first, we want to ask students what they know about pets, for example. So if we create the word cloud, then it helps us to show that we are interested in what students already know. And also, it can help us to just see what they already know so we can build on it, okay? So after we've done our prior learning, everyone's learning new vocabulary from each other, then we can move on to ChatGPT. So this is a tool that is very popular at the moment. So let's say I've asked students about pets, and they've come up with cat, dog, you know, different puppy, kitten, mouse, dog, etc., etc. So what I like to do in the class is I like to compare what the students know and what we can find out on ChatGPT. So all we have to do is give it some commands. So for example, write 10 pets, but also we want to teach the kids to be polite. So we say, please write 10 pets, and then we see what it comes up with. So you can see it provides us with some language. So what we can do here is we can compare it to the word cloud that we've just created, and we can look at any new words, okay? So for example, lizards. Students don't know what lizards are. If you imagine you're in a class of 24 students, nobody knows lizards. So then what do? We can go to Google Images. Google Images allows us to connect the image and the new vocabulary. So what a lot of people do in lessons is give the mother tongue and the English. And what I think, of course, is these are just my ideas. This is more of a translating rather than learning a new language. So let's take lizards and let's go to Google Images. And let's write lizards. And, you know, all we have to do here is look at the pictures. So after you've shown all of these pictures to the students, do we need to give them the translation in their mother tongue? I think no, because they understand what it is. Google Images gives us the connection to the vocabulary, the new vocabulary, and 95% of information that's actually transmitted to the brain is visual. With a new generation playing games, watching YouTube videos, they are accustomed to learning through these visuals. And the brain can actually process visuals 60,000 times faster than text. So Google Images is basically always in my pocket. I always use it to show them new vocabulary. So moving on, so we've created a word cloud. We've learned prior learning. So we've learned what students already know. We've added to the vocabulary through ChatGPT. Now it's time to actually create some games. So these are my favorites. These are the ones that I use at least 5 times a week. There are many, many different platforms to actually create games. And also you can go through these platforms and find ready-made games. But if there is a certain vocabulary set that you would like to practice and just focus on those vocabulary, then you can make it yourself. And this is what I like to do. So I do have a pro account for WordWall. This is not an ad, but it is a platform that I think is so versatile that you can use it in many different situations in the classroom and online learning. You can also maybe we can turn off the microphones. We can also use WordWall while we're in the classroom and to create games with the students. So this is where we can use Epic Pen. This is where we can use our custom cursor. And also if we're using, for example, live worksheets, and we can use the ad guard because it doesn't have any ads. So I just want to show an example of a game that I created. So this is pets. This is from my ebook on ingilizcemarket.com. So you can see, we've just learned lizard, okay, and we've got all of these other words so students can match them up. We can also add a bit of fun by changing the theme. So we can change the theme according to the topic. There's also sound effects, but it's actually off at the moment. And you can adapt. I mean, when you go to WordWall, there are many different games. Like I said, this is the pro account. I use it a lot, so this is why I do have a pro account. But there are other ways that you can also create games. So for example, Learning Apps. Learning Apps is a German company, and they produce, or they have this platform that you can create games that have no ads, and near enough the same as WordWall. So if we look at Learning Apps, creating an app is as easy as it is on WordWall. So I actually do have a page, and you can see there are loads of different things you can do. One of my games is, we have word matches, and we have different picture, for first grades. You can create different pairing games, etc., etc. The next one I'm not going to explain all of them. So the next one I want to explain is Genially. Genially helps us create an interactive image. This works best on smartboards because students can come and they can actually interact with the content. You can also use it to practice speaking in many different ways. So for example, lizard, again, where is the lizard? Can you show me the lizard? What color is it? Is it big? Is it small? Where do lizards live? Can you put the lizard in the box? So students are, we can move it like this. So all of these were created on Canva. And you can see that they move according to the size and also where I've put it. So Genially is great for interactive imaging, Bamboozle, team games, Kahoot, quizzes, you know, these are all team games. And basically you can use these ones that I've just mentioned for all levels. But if you are teaching young learners, ABCR, PBS Kids, and also Toy Theatre, again, Word Wall, they're really good for different educational games for ESL. So now, once we've created the game, what do? We need to create a QR code. Why do we need to create a QR code? Okay, so if you are going to prepare a digital worksheet, which I'm going to focus on in a bit, digital worksheets are great for homework. Also, if you have any private students, they allow you to give them a page without any explanation. They can go to the game through the QR code, practice again the pronunciation and the different images, again connecting images to the vocabulary, and then they can do the activity on the worksheet. So QR code, so I like to use QR code monkey. QR code monkey creates different QR codes, and you can change the color like I've done here, and you can also add a logo. So you can see this is my logo from Instagram, but you can also add the name of the platform that you've used, so you can remember which QR code it is and not just the basic QR code. So moving on. Now Canva is my left hand or my right hand, as you translate it into Turkish. I design digital worksheets on Canva, and there are so many different activities, but designing a worksheet is what I want to focus on today. So this is an example of a worksheet I prepared. All of these images are in the elements section of Canva, and I've also added the vocabulary as well. You can also see at the top right-hand corner, I've also added the QR code of the game that we just made. So it's a digital worksheet. Students might not know some of the words, but they can self-study. They can learn them without any direction from the teacher. Also, with these games, these digital games, they can challenge each other. They can push themselves to do better every time using the timer on the games. So once we've created the digital worksheet, we can move on to live worksheets. So why do we use live worksheets? So as a teacher, once I've given them the homework or the worksheet, I want to check it with them in class. So they've gone through the game, they've written the words, but as a class, we want to do it together again, just to check that it's correct. So on live worksheets, we can actually design these worksheets. We can also add a link to the game, just in case we want to play it one more time. And we can move the elements so they're ready to check in class. And even if you're not in the class, students will love playing this, and they choose to do it in groups, or they can do it one by one. And then at the end, they can check and see if it's correct. So we've created the game. Now, first, we've created the word cloud. Then we've checked with ChatGPT. Maybe we've got any new words. We can also add new words from the books. or the language that we've been doing in class. And then we've created the worksheet on Canva. We've changed it to a digital worksheet on live worksheets. So let's move on.
Sorry, teacher, may I ask you something? How do we pronounce this page? Live worksheet or live worksheet?
I say live worksheets, and I think it is live worksheets because
I think so.
Yes, it's canlı in Turkish, so
Okay,
it's interactive, and it's a
I thought
Web2
you
tool.
said I thought maybe I misunderstood that you said live worksheet. Am I right?
I said live worksheets, but it could be a mistake.
Okay, sorry.
I'm very nervous.
Okay.
Yes, so another tool I like to use are class spinner wheels. So moving away from the digital worksheet, when we're doing any activity in the class or online lessons, I have really active students, or we have, sometimes active students, maybe I want to put my hand up, maybe I don't. Or sometimes we have students who prefer to listen and not really actively take part in the lesson. So what I like to do is use class spinner wheels. So first I want to show you the one on Word Wall. And you can see I have class spinner wheels for all of my classes. It's very easy to create. It's a random wheel on Word Wall. So let's say I am in 1A and we have Burcu, we have Metin, and we have a lovely foreign teacher called Sarah, who is also there and also maybe a student as well. So what we do is we create a spin wheel, and every time we spin it, it chooses who is going to answer. So why do we do this? So us as teachers, we know everyone has taken part. Also, it creates, this energy in the class. And while it's turning around, students are like, oh my God, is it going to be me? Is it going to be me?
Hocam, sorry for disturbing you, for interruption. We've just left only 5 minutes. It would be perfect if you finish in 5 minutes.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
So if you have lots of students, you can maybe choose the open the box method, and it's a lot faster. It moves like this, and then it's a lot more productive. So the next one is classroom timers. It improves thinking time and allows students to work a bit faster, but obviously we can change this according to our student profile and also our class profile. The next one is Canva and Google Drive. A teacher's best friend is their archive. Once we find something and we like it and we know it works in the class, archiving it according to lesson, day, maybe page number, allows us to be more productive and focus on researching new material as well. So I'll show that in another video. During the pandemic, I was online at home and I had over 30 hours of lessons. I was over-inundated with lots of tools. So I started a digital teaching tools for English teachers. The archive is on my Instagram. And all of the things that I've talked about today are in my ebook on İngilizcemarketi.com. It's called Topics, and it's focusing on 9 different topics using digital resources as a form of learning at the same time. And thank you. This is the last page. Thank you for watching. These are my favorite tools.
Thank you, Hocam. Thank you for your nice presentation. So I guess we've left only just a minute. 4 minutes, 6 minutes. Okay. If you have questions, you can type it in chat box, or you can just turn on your microphone and ask. or even we can go on our WhatsApp group. I don't know which would be fine for us. So do you have any questions, or we can switch the language into Turkish. Sorularınız varsa son 6 dakikamız. Hocam teşekkürler bu arada. Hızlı,
Rica
güzel.
ederim. Bayağı hızlandırılmış. Aslında 3 sayfa yazı da yazdım da bakma fırsatım olmadı. Bayağı hızlı geçti.
Okay, süper. Yani ben şeyi çok önemsiyorum. Mesela ben kendimde bir düstur edindim. Bir felsefeyi benimsedim. 7 tane tıklarken ekranı bütün konuyu anlatabilmem gerekiyor. Benim challenge'ım kendime bu. 7 tıkta öğrenciye herhangi bir konuyu en küçük haline aktarabilmem gerekiyor ve onu kullanması gerekiyor hayatında. Ben öyle bakıyorum. Dolayısıyla böyle bite size şeyleri, micro learning, micro teaching şeylerini çok seviyorum. Teşekkür ediyorum o yüzden. Şeyi alabilecek miyiz sizden, sunumu? PDF olarak veya başka bir formatta?
Evet, ben link oluşturan bir sayfa hazırlayacağım. İçerisinde tüm bahsettiğim linkler de olacak. Tüm araçların linkleri de ekleyeceğim. Onu da benim Instagram sayfasında ve İngilizce Market sayfasında, storiesinde paylaşırız.
Okay, süper. Şey de yapabiliriz. Bir blog yazalım. Bütün tool'larla ilgili. Oraya linklemeler veririz. Kalsın orada. İsteyenler gidip bakabilecek şeklinde. Bunu hani kalıcı bir üretime de dönüştürelim. Evet, burada şu an ortalama herhalde 25 kişi girip çıktı webinarda. Şu an 19 kişiyiz. Ama daha büyük kitlelere ulaşabilmemiz için de bir kalıcı bir üretim haline getirelim. Bir blog yazalım. Videoyu YouTube'a koyup YouTube'daki linki bloğa koyalım. İnsanlar da izlesin. O şekilde daha farklı, daha fazla kitlelere ulaşabiliriz ve benim kendi şeyim, görmüşsünüzdür. İngilizcemarketi.com'da Creator Club diye bir club açtık. Orada da şey var. Create, Share, Inspire şeklinde. Çok kısa bir life motto mu diyeyim. Öyle bir bakış açım var. Üretelim, paylaşalım ve ilham olalım ki bu büyüsün. Büyümesi de gerekiyor. Buna ihtiyacımız var. Bu İngilizce marketin hikayesini anlattım sanırım webinarların ilkinde. Uzun süredir, hatta öğrenciyken hayalini kurmuştum. Bir hocama demiştim, ya hocam işte bizim şehirde böyle bir etkinlik olabilir mi falan. Mümkün değil Aziz'cim demişti. İşte o mümkün değili şu an mümkün oldurmaya çalışıyoruz. Kısa sürede, kısa bize verilen vakitte, yoğun hayatlarımızın içerisinde. Sizler de emek veriyorsunuz. Çok sağ olun, çok teşekkür ediyorum. Kendi adıma ve İngilizce Market adına. Şu an dışarıdan katılan da, yani Creator Club üyesi olmayan hocalarımız da varsa direkt bizim 18'inde sanırım bir webinarımız var. Onboarding ettiğimiz creator'ları. Oraya katılabilirsiniz. Sizi de alabiliriz İngilizce Market'ine. Ve burada dijital içerik üreterek tabii ki pasif gelir de elde edebilirsiniz. Figen Hocam buyurun.
İyi akşamlar herkese. Helen Teacher, teşekkür ederiz. Çok güzel bir sunumdu. Harikaydı her şey. Çok güzel
Teşekkür
fikirler
ederim.
edindik. Sınıfta paylaşacağımız öğrencilerle çok şey oldu. Özellikle o WordWall'daki çarkı isim olarak kullanmak hiç aklıma gelmemişti. Yani bunun çok etkili olacağına ben kesinlikle eminim ve bunu mutlaka kullanacağım. Teşekkür ediyoruz.
Rica
Harikaydınız.
ederim. Çok teşekkür ederim. Yani bunu oluştururken düşündüm ki hani ben gerçekten sınıfta ne kullanıyorum? Birkaç yıldır o chartları kullanıyorum. İnanılmaz heyecan yaratıyor. Yalnız dikkat edin, fazla heyecan da olabilir. O yüzden hani box kısmı olan birazcık daha hızlandırabiliyor. Özellikle hani çok fazla öğrenci olan sınıflarda. Ama bazen de şey yapıyorum. Hani her öğrenci her oyunu oynamak zorunda değil. İlk başta bunu oturtmak biraz zor oluyor. Ama farklı oyunlarla farklı öğrenci, yani o wheel dersin başında açıyoruz.
Yeni
Ondan
kelimeler
sonra
için kullandım ama
evet.
yeni ünite, yeni başlangıçlar için kullandım ben.
Evet.
Ama isim için kullanmak hiç aklıma gelmedi.
Yani ders boyunca onu tekrar dönüyorum işte söz hakkı vermek için ve herkes aynı oyunu oynamayacağını anlayınca daha fazla oyun oynayabiliriz. Sonra çocukların beğendiği oyun linkleri de Cuma akşamı eve yolluyorum. Diyorum ki
Evet.
şimdi birazcık gösterelim. Genelde onları tahtaya çağırmıyorum. Onlar söylüyorlar. Çünkü dersim speaking olduğu için telaffuzlarına bakmak istiyorum. Daha hızlı bir akış sağlamaya çalışıyorum. Ama daha sonra linkleri velilerle paylaşıyorum ve evde oynuyorlar. Sonra bir sonraki hafta ben hepsini oynadım. Çok güzeldi. Oradan da takip edebiliriz.
Benimkiler kendileri hazırlıyorlar büyük oldukları için.
Evet,
Proje
süper.
ödevi olarak veriyorum. Oyunları kendileri seçiyorlar. Çünkü öğretmiştim onlara. Güzel oluyor.
Şöyle
Süper.
yapalım. Son saniyedeyiz bu arada. Helen hocam bizim ekran görüntümüzü alsın. O paylaşsın isterseniz. Kapanabilir. Müsait olanlar hemen hızlıca kameralarını açarsa. Hocam son herhalde 20 saniyedeyiz. Büyük bir
Evet.
olasılıkla. Evet, buyurun.
Tamam. Hemen ekran görüntüsü alıyorum.
Sağ olun katıldığınız için. Bir sonraki webinarda görüşmek üzere diyelim.
Görüşmek üzere.
Görüşürüz. Kendinize
Teşekkür
iyi bakın.
ederim.
Herkese iyi akşamlar. Bütün öğretmenlerimizin 8 Mart'ını kutluyorum. Bu webinarı da Atatürk'e hediye ediyoruz. Öyle başladık. Onun ismiyle başladık. Onun ismiyle bitirelim. İyi ki varsınız. İyi ki katıldınız. Fark yaratmaya, üretmeye, gelişmeye ve ilham olmaya